Welcome back to Java Programming for Beginners, and today I want to just expand on the program that we were working on in the last video because I feel like there's some more things that I should cover, and there's just so many things in programming that you guys should know, and we could definitely expand on this program. So we're just going to get started. One of the things that we're going to do is we're going to kind of condense this a little bit, going to change things, just kind of follow along on screen, and get rid of this, and we're going to keep that where it is. So we're in this program, I think we're going to have you enter in a name, maybe an age, some different data about the person. So go up to the top of your class and we're going to make a string name, and then we're going to make a integer age, and I don't know, how about a double height? Yeah, I just want a double in there so we can work with it. Okay, so let's start off the program by saying system.out. Well, let's make a method. Let's make a method that's going to return a string, and let's say call it get string inputs. Okay, so then we'll just copy and paste this, and then put our read.closed up there too. And hold on guys, I gotta get distraction. Let's do this a little bit differently. I want to say, let's make the return type void, and let's say get input, just for now, because I think we want to do this a little bit differently. And let's say scanner read equals new scanner system.in, and then let's say read.get, well, I want to say, what's the method called? It's next line. Okay, yeah, that's what I want to do. Read.next line, and let's put that into a string input. And then let's make this boolean exit equals false. And then if input dot equals ignore case, exit, then exit equals true, and we'll say read.close. And let's actually go up here and put our exit boolean up here at the top, and then get rid of this thing. Yeah, I like that. And so the point of this is so that we can check our input and see if the person wants to end the program, and then if he wants to end the program, we can end the program. And we'll just say system.exit 1. And this is just a little method that will end the program right away. And then let's return the input and then change our type to string. Okay, and then to start the program, we'll say system.out.println. Well, not println. Let's say print enter name. And then we'll say name equals get inputs. And you know why we have this error probably? Because we haven't created a instance of the main class. And what I'm going to do to work around this, because I don't want to make an instance of this class, is I'm going to make this a static method. And basically what this means, oh, hold on, we don't want to do that. No, we need to make an instance of the class. Sorry guys, I was going to show you something cool, but it's not what we want to do in this case. So we're just going to say main m equals new main. And then we'll say m dot get inputs. And maybe save. I think Eclipse is being annoying right now. It wants me to change it to static, but that shouldn't be necessary. Oh, yeah. It's what it is. Take your name, age, and height, cut it, and let's put it down here. That way we don't have to deal with that. I don't think you guys are ready for static. And so let's just test. To make sure I didn't make a mistake somewhere, because that happens quite a bit. We'll say John, and then let's run it again, and we'll say exit. So it looks like it's doing pretty good. Now we want to get an age, and we'll say system.print enter age. And if you haven't noticed the reason why I'm doing print instead of println, because prints on the current line, but println starts a new line after this print. And this is what allows you to type on the same line that I printed text onto. But I thought I'd just mention that. So then we're going to say age equals m.getInputs, which is the method we made. But we're going to get an issue because we're returning a string and we need an integer. And it's very important that you keep types where they're supposed to be. You can't put a string inside an integer. You can't, well, you can sort of put an integer in a string, but that's something different. So we need to convert this to an integer. So we're going to say dots. Well, I think what I used last time was integer dot parse int, and then we're going to use our method m.getInput as a parameter, and that's how we'll set our age. And let's make sure I don't get an error from this. So we'll say John. Well, we kind of have an error because it didn't go. The program ended here because we exited the program here. Sorry, that's my fault. Let's get rid of this exit variable because we're not going to need it. I thought we were going to do something differently. And then cut your system.exit and put it under the if statements. And that will solve our problem. This is why it's very important to test your program, because you always make stupid mistakes like this. Exception in thread, Java util, no such element, no line found. So that's interesting. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. We're going to change this quite a bit. We're going to do this a little bit differently. The first thing we're going to do is get back up to GetInput, and we're going to say while read.hasNext, then we will say input equals read.next line, and then we're going to call a statement called break. And what break does is it calls an early termination of the while loop, and that's pretty important for what we're doing right here. This is going to call an early termination of this while loop. That way, we don't have to do all the input at once, which is really helpful for us. So we're going to get rid of this read.next line, and we're just going to put empty quotation marks. Don't put any spaces in them. Just put 2 double quotation marks. Now, then we're also going to change our scanner a little bit. We're going to create a static scanner read at the top of our class. And this scanner object is going to be accessible from any method. The reason why it's static is because it never changes throughout the entire program. So that's what static means, is it does not change. And you'll get more into it later. So then we're also going to get rid of this. And then we're also going to get rid of read.close. But now we need a way to instantiate our read scanner. So we're going to create something called a constructor. And a constructor is very important. And there's always a default constructor in every class. But now we need to change our constructor a little bit. So to define a constructor, it's just the class name with parentheses after it. And you could put parameters into a constructor. And then there's the open body. And what we're going to do is we're going to say read equals new scanner system.in. So very similar to what we did before. And just to review the constructor thing, the constructor will be called when we instantiate our main class, which is right here. You notice how this looks exactly like this? Yeah, that's because this is called when you instantiate an object of the main class. So now that we've done that, we are going to, I think we're ready to run. So we enter our name, and then enter an age, and then it works. Everything is good. Now the reason why I wanted to structure this method this way so badly is that whenever we call this GetInput, it's going to return a string representation of whatever came from the console. And then, but before it does that, it's going to check and see if we typed in exit. And then if we did, it's going to system.exit, which means that even though if I'm entering my age, if I type in exit, it terminates the program, which may not seem like a great thing of awesomeness right now because we don't have anything after entering your age, but it is actually really nice to have because then you don't have to check every one of your inputs and make sure that it doesn't say exit. But now we want to, did I already go over the parse integer thing? I think, I want to say I did, but it's so hard to tell because I stopped the video so many times. I'll just go over it real fast if I haven't. Basically, we call our GetInput, which returns our string representation, but we're trying to assign that to an age. So what we have to do is convert it to an integer. So integer.parseInt will convert a string, which is what we passed into the parameter, into an integer, which is what's assigned to our age. And so I think we have height, so we're going to do system.out.print enter height, and then we'll say height equals double, because remember our height is a double type, so we're going to say double dot parse double, and then we're going to put in m dot get input. And then after we've done all that, we want to print out all of our information. So we're going to say system.out.println, and I'm going to show you some different things about formatting text. So we're going to say, we're going to make a string, we're going to say name, and then we're going to add another string to it called name. And then we're going to use an escape sequence. Escape sequences are used inside of strings to make the string do certain things. This one is a /n, and what it does is it creates a new line. And so then we'll say plus age, sorry, I need this in parentheses, age. And there's a lot of escape sequences. You can always look them up online. They're really useful. We're going to do height. Sorry. And then we are going to end it. But actually, I want another escape sequence right here. Hopefully my escape sequences work. Sometimes I don't do them correctly. Oh, I have 2 plus signs. You gotta watch your syntax, especially in Java. Alright, so let's hit run, make sure everything goes correctly. And let's enter a name. And then let's enter in an age. And let's enter in a height. So let's say 5.9. And then we print out our information, John 41, 5.9. And actually what you might even want to do is add another line in between our input and then our output. So let's just go down here to name and add in our escape sequence, which is our / lowercase n. And let's run again. Put a name in there, a number, and there you go. Now normally you would have some sort of method that would be checking to make sure that the age is not ridiculous, like 323, or the height's not like 52 or something crazy like that, unless it was in inches. But anyways, that's off topic. But that's how you control input, and I think this video went a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and remember, if you want to see more of my videos, make sure you subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down below, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. Sorry. And thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.